May 2024, Los Angeles, California. In the span of 7 days, Jennifer Lopez experienced what might be the most concentrated public collapse in the history of Hollywood celebrity. On May 31st, her concert tour, the This Is Me Now tour, was canceled. She had self-funded the album it was built around for $20 million. She had made a companion film. She had poured years of creative energy and personal emotion into a project that the public did not turn up for. On the same day, her Netflix film Atlas premiered to reviews so poor that the numbers made news by themselves. The press tour she conducted for Atlas became its own cultural moment. Interviewers pressed her about her marriage, about Ben Affleck, about the rumors of separation. Her responses were dissected on every entertainment platform in the world. On August 20th, 2024, the second anniversary of her traditional wedding ceremony to Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce in Los Angeles County Superior Court. She listed April 26th as the date of separation. She did not hire a lawyer. She represented herself. In a single week and a summer that followed, Jennifer Lopez had a canceled tour, a failed film, a press cycle that became a punchline, and a marriage ending in private while the world watched from the outside. She was 54 years old. And if you know where she came from and what she has already survived, then you know this was not going to be the end of her story. It never is. This is her full story from the very beginning. July 24th, 1969, the Bronx, New York City. Jennifer Lynn Lopez was born the second of 4 daughters to David Lopez, a computer technician, and Guadalupe Rodriguez, a kindergarten teacher. Both of her parents were Puerto Rican, born in Ponce, who had made the journey to New York City in search of something better. They lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in the Castle Hill neighborhood of the South Bronx. Working class, tight, Catholic school, 4 daughters to provide for. The specific expectation common in immigrant families: you will work harder than the people who do not have to prove they belong here, and you will make something of yourself. She began dancing at age 5, ballet and flamenco lessons paid for by parents who understood that a physical discipline is also a character discipline. She studied at the Professional Performing Arts School in New York. She performed in school productions. She competed in gymnastics. She was simply oriented toward performance in the way some people are oriented toward mathematics, not as a hobby, but as the fundamental direction of who she was. Her mother wanted stability, a degree, a reliable profession. The entertainment industry was not, from the perspective of a Puerto Rican kindergarten teacher in the Bronx in the 1980s, a reliable path. Jennifer Lopez chose it anyway. At 18, she enrolled at Baruch College. She lasted 1 semester. She was going to be a performer. She just had to find the door. The late 1980s in New York were not welcoming to a young Latina woman trying to break into mainstream entertainment. She worked as a legal clerk. She took dancing jobs where she could find them. She auditioned constantly. She was told she was too ethnic, too sexy, too Latina for mainstream audiences. She did not stop auditioning. Her breakthrough came in 1990 when she was cast as a fly girl dancer on In Living Color, the groundbreaking sketch comedy series that was at that moment one of the most culturally significant programs on American television. The Fly Girls were not background dancers. They were performers in their own right, featured in every episode, seen by millions of people every week. Jennifer Lopez was 20 years old. She was, by all accounts, immediately notable, technically accomplished, but also possessed of something beyond technique, a quality that made the camera want to stay on her. She spent 3 years on the show. She learned how television worked. She learned how to be a professional. She watched, she absorbed, and then she left to pursue acting. In 1994, a casting director was looking for someone to play a dead woman. Not just any dead woman, Selena Quintanilla. Selena was the queen of Tejano music, a 23-year-old who had become one of the most beloved Latin artists in America before being shot and killed in March 1995. The grief was enormous and still raw when Warner Brothers announced a biopic. Jennifer Lopez was not the obvious choice. She was Puerto Rican, from the Bronx. She had limited film experience. She auditioned, she won the role. Jennifer Lopez earned $1 million for the 1997 biopic, Selena, making her the highest-paid Latina actress in Hollywood history at the time. The film was released in March 1997. Her performance was praised with a consistency that surprised even people who had believed in her. She received a Golden Globe nomination. She was 27 years old. Hollywood, which had told her for a decade that she was too much of too many things, suddenly needed to recategorize her entirely. She was a movie star now. After Selena, Jennifer Lopez averaged $9 million per film between 1998 and 2003 across hits including Anaconda, Out of Sight, The Wedding Planner, and Made in Manhattan. Out of Sight in 1998, opposite George Clooney, directed by Steven Soderbergh, gave her a credibility that transcended Biography. Intelligent, adult, sophisticated, she held the screen opposite one of the most charismatic actors in Hollywood. Then she made a decision nobody expected. She released a music album. The conventional wisdom was that movie stars did not make successful music careers. Jennifer Lopez released On the Six in June 1999. The lead single, If You Had My Love, went to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album sold 8 million copies. She became the first female entertainer in history to have a #1 album and a #1 film simultaneously. Nobody had done it before. At the 2000 Grammy Awards, she wore a jungle print Versace gown, plunging to the navel, green silk chiffon. The photograph generated so many online searches that it contributed, according to Google executive Eric Schmidt, to the creation of Google Images. The search volume was so unprecedented that the existing technology could not handle it. One dress, one night, and she helped create a feature of the world's most used search engine. From Diddy to Ben Affleck, Lopez's relationships have been a defining part of her public narrative. She had been briefly married to Cuban waiter Ohani Noah in 1997, a brief marriage lasting less than a year. She dated Sean Combs through 1999, after the Club New York shooting in December of that year.
In June 2004, Jennifer Lopez married Marc Anthony, the Puerto Rican salsa singer who was one of the most acclaimed Latin artists in the world. Two people who shared a cultural background, a musical sensibility, and a genuine friendship that had preceded the relationship. Lopez was married to Marc Anthony from 2004 to 2014. Together they have twins, Max and Emmy, born in February 2008. She has described their birth as the most important day of her life. They separated in 2011 after 7 years. The divorce was finalized in 2014. They have maintained a co-parenting relationship described by people who know them as genuinely amicable. Through those years, she also built her commercial empire. Her perfume line, Glow by J.Lo, became one of the best-selling celebrity fragrances in history. A fashion line, a production company. She joined American Idol in 2011, earning $12 million per year. She introduced herself to a new generation while reminding the world she was still here, still relevant. At the 2020 Super Bowl halftime show, alongside Shakira, two Latinos performing together, she performed at 50 years old. She did a pole dance. She sang with her daughter, Emmy. 100 million people watched. 50 years old. In 2017, Jennifer Lopez began dating Alex Rodriguez, former New York Yankees shortstop, one of the most accomplished baseball players in history. Both New Yorkers, both of Latino heritage, both empire builders, both parents, both accustomed to a level of fame that required specific understanding from a partner. They got engaged in March 2019. The emerald-cut diamond was estimated at over $1 million. The Instagram announcement generated enormous response. Then in March 2021, reports began circulating that Rodriguez had been involved with a cast member of Southern Charm. The allegations were denied. The denial did not fully hold. In April 2021, they announced the end of the engagement. She was deeply hurt, not just by whatever had happened, but by the accumulation of things she had chosen for the duration of the relationship not to see clearly. She was 51 years old, engaged for the 6th time in her life. It had ended again. And then, immediately, as if the universe required a particular kind of plot, Ben Affleck sent her flowers. In April 2021, paparazzi photographs captured Ben Affleck arriving at a private airport in Montana. Jennifer Lopez was there. The internet collectively lost its mind. They went Instagram official in July 2021. They got engaged again in April 2022. The ring this time was a green diamond. They officially married in Las Vegas in July 2022, followed by a larger wedding celebration in Georgia. The ceremony was on the grounds of Affleck's 87-acre compound in Savannah, with Matt Damon among the famous attendees. The response was almost universally warm. Two people who had been young and famous together, torn apart by the machinery of their own fame, who had found their way back to each other at 50. The second chance story that even cynical people wanted to be real. Lopez retained the $60 million Beverly Hills mansion they purchased together in 2023. The signs that things were not working began appearing in early 2024. Affleck was absent from events. Lopez arrived at the Met Gala alone. Their body language told the story the official statements were not yet telling. Let us be specific about what happened in May 2024. The specificity matters. Jennifer Lopez had spent 2 years building the most personally ambitious creative project of her career. This Is Me Now, the album, was a love letter to the love that had returned. The self-funded $20 million project included a musical film called This Is Me Now, a love story, and a documentary titled The Greatest Love Story Never Told. $20 million of her own money into a project that was at its core about Ben Affleck and their story. Affleck had been explicit that he found the public nature of their relationship uncomfortable. He participated in the documentary visibly reluctantly. The album's commercial performance was weak. The tour could not sell tickets. On May 31, 2024, the tour was canceled. On the same day, Atlas premiered to devastating reviews. The press tour became its own story as interviewers asked about her marriage, and she deflected with composure that took visible effort. In a single week, she had a canceled tour, a critically panned film, a press cycle that became a punchline, and a marriage ending privately while the world watched. Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce from Ben Affleck on August 20, 2024, the second anniversary of their Georgia wedding. She listed April 26th as the date of separation. She represented herself, no lawyer. A woman worth $400 million filing her own divorce papers on her wedding anniversary. The ownership of it, the dignity of it, the refusal to outsource even the ending. That is entirely consistent with who Jennifer Lopez has always been. The comeback, as it always does with Jennifer Lopez, came quickly. Jennifer Lopez performed at the 2025 American Music Awards, where she also returned as host for the first time since 2015. A decade, and she walked onto that stage with the specific composure of someone who has been through the worst week of their public life and come out the other side, and decided, as she has always decided, that the only acceptable response is to show up.
She has begun working on new music. Her production company continues. Max and Emmy, now teenagers, are the organizing principle of her private life. The question of what comes next is genuinely open, and with Jennifer Lopez, open does not mean finished, it means beginning. She has worn an engagement ring 6 times in her life. Whether there is a 7th is unknown. What is known is she is 55 years old, $400 million, 2 remarkable children, a body of work in film, music, fashion, fragrance, and television that no single person has assembled in quite the same combination in the history of American entertainment. And she has never, not once in nearly 40 decades in the public eye, stopped moving forward. She grew up in the South Bronx at a time when the South Bronx was a punchline. She was told she was too Latina, too ethnic, too something for the mainstream she was trying to enter. She became the first Latina actress to earn $1 million for a single role, the first female entertainer to have a simultaneous #1 album and #1 film. She created a perfume line that generated hundreds of millions of dollars. She performed at the Super Bowl halftime show at 50 years old and did a pole dance that was discussed for weeks. And she did it all while being photographed through 5 engagements and 4 marriages, and a relationship history that the media has treated as both a soap opera and evidence of some flaw in her character, rather than as evidence of a woman who keeps trying to build something real under conditions that make building something real almost impossibly difficult. The tabloid narrative reduces a woman of extraordinary professional accomplishment and genuine resilience to a series of relationship outcomes. The real story is different. The real story is a girl from the Bronx who was told no by an industry and kept coming back until the industry had no choice but to say yes, who built a financial empire across multiple categories, who funded her own $20 million creative project because she believed in it, and when it did not work, filed her own divorce papers and went back to work. That is the real J.Lo, the one that the tabloids cannot fully capture, the one that the audience who has followed her since Selena already knows. She is from the Bronx, she is still here, and she is not finished.